Number 20, Eliza Dushku.
Eliza's one of those women that moves like a panther.
Eliza Dushku, I think, is super hot. She's kind of an ass kicker.
Eliza was sort of the bad slayer on Buffy. So you had Buffy, who was the girl next door, Cordelia, who was sort of the sex pot, but not particularly capable at first. And then you had Eliza Dushku's character, Faith, who was sexy and capable.
When she divergenized Xander, actually, in the middle of a night of fighting, she just got so into the adrenaline of it that suddenly she had sex with the geeky guy on the show, which I think a lot of guys watching at home was like, oh, if only.
She just did not care what anybody thought. She was in total control of herself and her sexuality. She could hook up with a guy and then forget about him 2 minutes later, which she did on Buffy.
Now as Echo on Fox's Dollhouse, Dushku entices fans with a new sexy on-screen persona every week.
Goodness gracious.
On Dollhouse, she has to play a different person in each episode.
Basically, you get a new fantasy every week with Eliza, and, you know, any man in the audience could keep that up indefinitely.
I never know what's going to happen next. I never know what I'm going to be sent out as or hired to be.
If you're going to make me choose one, if we're just talking sexy, I got to go with Eliza. She made me understand why men would rob and kill for a woman. That woman is scary, and I dig it.
At number 19, Charisma Carpenter.
In Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you had Buffy, who was sexy but not overtly sexy. So then they had Charisma Carpenter, who was overtly sexy.
It's a monumental thing that I'm really, really grateful to have been a part of.
I thought Charisma Carpenter was the hottest thing I'd ever seen in my life when I saw that show.
I would love to spoon her. I think she'd just come over, we'd eat some macaroni and cheese, and we'd spoon.
As smoking hot high school mean girl Cordelia Chase on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charisma added, well, charisma to the cast.
There's a reason that her name is Charisma, and she has a lot of it.
It's impossible to be not sexy with a name like that.
My name holds so much intrigue. It's amazing.
Charisma was so alluring as Cordelia that when producers created Buffy spin-off Angel, she got a screen time upgrade.
She was this exciting, fun, sexy presence for those shows, and just kind of came in and kicked butt.
She is so hot. I love her so much. Where is she? I miss her. Come to me. Charisma, call me.
Number 18, Lindsay Wagner.
Wow, Bionic Woman was very beautiful.
Lindsay Wagner's a pretty good one. I mean, yeah, I was a big $6 Million Man Bionic Woman fan.
As a surgically strengthened heroine, Lindsay Wagner brought a brainy and bold sex appeal to the Bionic Woman, a spin-off of the classic 70s sci-fi series, The $6 Million Man.
Kudos to her. Her hotness made her bionic, and she's like unstoppable. I love her.
Super sexy, but the kind of one that you kind of work for, which is exciting, you know, when you have to kind of tease it out and go after it. It's not just put there for you on a platter. It actually makes it more exciting.
This was like the height of jiggle television, and you would have Jamie Summers, the Bionic Woman, running a lot in slow motion.
She's got the bionic ear, so you really have to watch yourself with that. If you're at a party flirting with Grace Park and she's there, one, she's going to hear you, and then she's going to come over and kick your ass because she's bionic.
Number 17, Erin Gray. This vixen earned her name as the sexiest fighter pilot of the 25th century.
Erin Gray played Colonel Wilma Deering on Buck Rogers, which is sort of this campy cult classic from the late 70s, early 80s.
She was always giving crap to Buck Rogers. She was like the straight-laced one to his sort of loosey-goosey.
And dominance isn't her only form of everlasting sex appeal.
But what's really famous about Erin Gray in this role is that she wore this incredibly skin-tight white outfit all the time. Very inconvenient. Oh, she actually had to be sewn into the costume every day before shooting because it was literally that tight.
She wasn't a superhero. She was a fighter pilot, and yet they put her in sort of this super tight outfit. They made her really capable, but she was beautiful.
I think they had finally, you know, really gotten stretch fabrics down at that point. You have to have a great butt to, you know, rock spandex catsuit for 2 years.
She was the complete package back in the 70s and 80s.
Number 16, Kristen Kruk.
She is so stunningly beautiful. Beautiful.
I love working on the show, and the people here are so fantastic.
This Canadian-born beauty landed the role as Clark Kent's original object of desire on the CW's Smallville.
Lana Lang is actually a very exotic-looking character, thanks to Kristen Kruk's Chinese and Dutch heritage. She looks very much unlike anybody you usually find in Kansas, at least stereotypically, so she's got this really attractive yet different look for that show.
And her alluring looks are what keep her fans wanting more.
And she's just got this exotic, almost porcelain doll-type features. I mean, she seems delicate, and yet when you see her acting, she's got this sort of toughness underneath the surface.
She's an incredibly intelligent person. Probably one of the most interesting-looking people, I think, on TV.
She was a minority heroine, and you were really intrigued. She was very beautiful, and that was always nice to see.